What INFJs wish they could tell you, but don't. Here's the thing about INFJs. They understand everyone, yet almost no one truly understands them. But if they could say what's really on their mind, this is what you'd hear. That's the everyday reality of an INFJ. And today, we're going to talk about what INFJs wish they could tell you, but usually don't. Because if you're an INFJ, you already know. You feel deeply. You think intensely. You care quietly. And most of the time, the world doesn't see any of it. So sit back, relax, and let's go through the 8 truths INFJs rarely say out loud, but desperately wish people understood. 1. INFJs wish they could tell you. I notice more than I say. When an INFJ walks into a situation, it's like their senses open a second layer. They pick up on tone changes. They pick up on energy shifts. They pick up on the thing you didn't say but still meant. INFJs rarely point it out because they don't want to embarrass anyone or create tension. They'd rather keep the peace than call attention to something that might make the other person uncomfortable. But internally, they've already connected dots you didn't even realize were dots. This doesn't mean they're judging you. Actually, INFJs use this ability mostly to understand, support, and help. But they wish people knew how exhausting it is to constantly feel like an emotional radar system. If INFJs could be fully honest, they'd simply say, I'm not guessing. I really do feel it. 2. INFJs wish they could tell you. I care more than you think. INFJs care deeply, sometimes too deeply. They are the type to stay up thinking about something you said in passing. They remember birthdays, your favorite snack, your worries, and even the way your voice sounded when you said you were fine. INFJs don't always express their care through big, loud emotions. Most of the time, it's small. Checking in, listening quietly, supporting without conditions. But here's the part INFJs rarely admit. It hurts them when people assume they're cold, distant, or unaffected. They wish they could say, just because I don't show it the same way you do doesn't mean my feelings are small. They're actually very intense. INFJs care with depth, not volume. 3. INFJs wish they could tell you. I disappear because I'm overwhelmed. Not because I stopped caring. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings about INFJs. When INFJs withdraw, people take it personally. They think the INFJ is angry, upset, or losing interest. But most of the time, INFJs are simply overstimulated. Their brain is full. Their emotions are full. Their internal world needs time to reset. Being around people, even people they love, can drain them quickly because they're constantly processing so much information. INFJs wish they could say, it's not you. I just need silence so I can hear myself again. The retreat isn't rejection. It's self-preservation. 4. INFJs wish they could tell you. I can sense your intentions. Even when your words sound good. INFJs don't listen only to words. They listen to purpose, motive, hidden meanings. This intuition is so strong that INFJs sometimes understand a person's true intentions before that person consciously understands them. But INFJs rarely confront people about it, because they don't want conflict or drama. Instead, INFJs quietly adjust. They pull back. They set boundaries. They become cautious. Not because they assume the worst, but because they've already felt the truth behind the mask. INFJs wish more people understood that they're not paranoid or reading into things. Their intuition comes from observation, empathy, and patterns, not guesswork. 5. INFJs wish they could tell you. I need depth. Surface-level conversations drain me. INFJs are not the type to enjoy constant small talk. They'll do it to be polite, but inside, they're starving for something real. INFJs want to talk about meaning, purpose, feelings, dreams, ideas, the future. Conversations that feel alive. They often hold back because they don't want to overwhelm others with intensity. But deep down, INFJs crave people who can match their depth without judging them. If they could be completely transparent, they'd say, please talk to me about something that matters. Let's skip the surface. It's not that INFJs dislike people. They just dislike conversations that feel empty. 6. INFJs wish they could tell you. I'm not as calm as I look. From the outside, INFJs seem collected, peaceful, and unbothered. But internally, INFJs constantly manage intense emotional and mental activity. Their mind is always running, analyzing, imagining, predicting, feeling. They don't show it because they don't want to burden others or seem dramatic. So they smile. They nod. They remain the stable one. But inside, there's often chaos. Questions they're trying to answer. Problems they're trying to solve. Emotions they're trying to regulate. INFJs wish people understood that their calmness is intentional, not automatic. 7. INFJs wish they could tell you. Please don't underestimate my boundaries. INFJs don't set boundaries easily. They're naturally giving, patient, and conflict avoidant. Sometimes to a fault. But once an INFJ reaches their limit, the line they draw is final. INFJs aren't dramatic. They're not impulsive. They don't cut people off casually. But when someone repeatedly crosses their emotional boundaries, INFJs quietly step away to protect themselves. And once they step away, it's almost impossible for them to return to how things were before. They wish they could tell people, I gave you many chances you never noticed. 8. INFJs wish they could tell you, I dream big, but I don't always share my dreams. INFJs hold entire worlds inside their minds. They imagine futures that don't exist yet. They think in patterns, connections, and possibilities. But INFJs rarely share their biggest dreams because they fear misunderstanding or criticism. Their ideas feel personal, almost sacred. They need people who can inspire them without shutting them down. They wish they could say, I have big visions. Encourage them, and I'll open up more than you expect. INFJs aren't unrealistic. They're idealists with strategy, dreamers with depth. If you're an INFJ, you probably felt at least one part of this video in your soul. And if you're not an INFJ, now you understand them a little more. The quiet depth, the intuition, the emotional intelligence, and the hidden struggles. INFJs don't want special treatment. They don't want attention. They don't want the spotlight. They just want understanding, connection, honesty, and relationships where their depth is welcomed instead of questioned.